Welcome everybody to my second prison architect video. This time I'm going to be showing you how to create an airlock of sorts, either a double or triple door airlock. So it's pretty simple. Again, we're going to utilize logic gates, and let's take it away. So we've already got our power station set up and our little door control system, and this is going to be our corridor here. You can see, so this is our pseudo airlock of sorts. Now there's a couple different ways that you can do this. So first thing we're going to do is we're going to create a one-way airlock. And what a lot of people will do this for is, say, for your road gates where your trucks are coming in, or if you have an entrance only into your prison system, or one-way corridors that you've set up or designed that way. This is very useful for that. And what this essentially does is it will force one door closed when the other one is open. So we've got our logic circuit set up, and we're going to set it to not, which basically means it reverses the input that it receives. So if the input it receives is true, it sends a false output, and vice versa. So all we have to do is, so we've got our door control system set up for both doors, which we don't technically need, but we have it there in place. So we're going to connect our door servo to our logic circuit, and then from the circuit out to the other servo, and there you can see it automatically opened it already. This has a false input, so false when it is negated is true, sends it, and it opens that door. So if you're going to do something like this, I would have it connected in this manner in the direction your traffic is flowing. So if it comes from right to left, then you would want to do that. If you want to reverse it, it's very simple. Just reverse the wires that you have here, go from the left gate to the circuit, and then out to the right gate. And so now let us grab our little workman here. We're going to have him just walk through here. Now you'll see that it turns, but because of the delay in opening and closing doors, it's not going to actually close. But watch the servo, you'll see it turn red here when he goes through. So he goes through. In theory, well, our guard is resting, so he's not manning the control desk right now. So let's just plunk down another guard here. There we go. That opens, this one turns red, and then because of the delay, it doesn't actually close. And by the time it's ready to close, this one is already complete. It closes and this one opens back up. So very simple, one circuit. That's a one-way logic gate though, or excuse me, a one-way airlock. Typically with an airlock, you're always going to have at least one door open, just because of the way that they're implemented right now. You can do Boolean logic, but it doesn't have anything like an if-then statement enabled. So, but if you want a two-way airlock, then if this is your entrance and exit, it's again very simple. We're just going to plop down one more logic circuit. We're going to make it another NOT gate, and it's going to be the same thing as this one, just in reverse. So we're going to make that NOT, and we'll connect our wires, and this time we'll go from connect from here to the circuit, and then from this circuit to this door. And so now it's a two-way gate. With a one-way gate, it's always the same door that will stay open. Now with a two-way gate, whatever the last door that was opened is the one that will stay open. So if we take our worker and ask him to go inside there, this one will open, and it forces this one to close. And he wants to go back out, but the right side stays open now. And if we have him go out that side, the left one's going to open, and you'll see the right one closes, and the left one will stay open. Of course, the opening and closing are controlled by our door control system. So, again, very simple for this. It's a single NOT gate, run from the door servo to the gate to your other door servo. And wherever the end is of that chain is the side that will stay open by default on a one-way gate. If you want a two-way gate, just cross the wires as you see there. Run from one servo to the NOT gate to the other servo, and then repeat it from the second servo back to the second NOT gate over the first servo. Very simple. Now, some of you may be asking, well, what about a three-way gate? Again, very simple. If we keep this concept in mind, it's very simple to add. And this is nice because there is, depending on how long your corridor is, if you have them close together, say like here, then there is a brief moment where you saw that both doors are going to be open, and a quick prisoner, I suppose, could make a run for it while the gates are open. A little longer, that's not really the case, but to create a three-way system, we'll put down another gate and another servo. And I don't remember the exact position that I placed it, but there he goes. See, this one opened and that one closed for him. Very nice. But this is nice, and this is how I actually have it set up in one of my prisons, where if this is the entrance to my prison, and then the left side here is my holding cell, or reception where they're processed. I don't ever want more than one of these gates open at any given time. And then if one is open, it's not a big deal. If this one's open, there's two closed behind it. If the middle one is left open for some reason, it's closed. They're enclosed in the area here by the outer gates. And if this gate inside my prison is open, well, there's two outer gates that are still closed. So we're going to put down another NOT gate. And then we're going to wire our control system to the servo. I suppose if you wanted to, you could link the servos together like that, but I prefer having the control system. I do have them linked in some places. And we're going to change this to NOT. And so basically now, if we use the same concept, all we got to keep in mind is that when one door is open, we want the other two closed. So essentially we need to take two inputs or check two door signals and output it to the third. So if this one is checking the signal, if we number our gates 1, 2, 3 from left to right, and then same with our circuits, if circuit number 1 is taking the input from 3 and sending the output to 1, well, we just also need to check and take the input from 2. And so now it takes two inputs. And this is false because the middle door, door number 2, is closed. So both of these would need to be false for it to output a true signal. Basically, door 3 would need to be closed first before this can output a true signal and open number 1. And so this one we already have set up. So again, we're just going to go from gate 2 to circuit 3. And then the middle one, we're going to send the output signal to the middle. And then we're going to check the inputs from both of the side doors. And so there, when I started setting it up, it opened up that gate, and then as soon as I connected everything, it closed this side one. So now, if we take our worker who's wandering over here, and we have him come inside, you can see it opens, it closes that one. We don't want him to leave just yet. And now we set him here, it will open gate 2 and close gate 1. And then if he continues walking, it's going to open gate 3 and it's going to close gate 2. So that's a 3-door airlock. Like I said, the nice thing about that is you do always have one gate open in the current implementation of airlocks, but this way you have two other gates closed. And it's just set up with one NOT gate, or one logic circuit set to NOT, for each servo. And so each gate goes out to the servo it controls, and it checks the input from the other two servos. And so there's the wiring schematic, and essentially it's gate 1 is controlled by circuit 1, which checks door or gate 2 and 3. Gate 2 is controlled by circuit 2, which checks gates 1 and 3, and gate 3 is controlled by circuit 3, which checks gates 1 and 2. So very, very simple. And then of course they're all set up on the door control system as well. If we wanted to, we could link them together and use the remote control system to open just one. But that is how you set up a very simple airlock, a one-way or a two-way, 2-door airlock and a 3-door airlock. I hope you enjoyed the video. If you have any comments or questions, leave them below. As always, check out us on Facebook, Twitter, and Twitch at RLR Gaming. And like the channel and subscribe if you like what you saw, and we hope to see you next time. Take care.